right, let's see. And also, I was checking this new program. I'm using something called StreamYard.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
It was pretty easy to sign up, so that's good. Just type
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Well, the only people that are going to need to sign up for these are the people I'm talking to.
Oh,
I'm going to pull questions from the Discord, and then when this goes live, I'll be able to see comments on YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, that's cool.
So I figured, why start a Zoom that's going to have people coming in and out? Why don't I just talk to who I need to talk to, and then I can get questions from whoever we're dealing with, whoever's watching it. Sorry, I'm checking something at the
No, that's cool.
same time. I need to mute that. Okay. So anyway, I thought it'd be cool to just sort of see how it works, and then get people prepared for the fact that we're going to be doing Q&As throughout the festival. But so you were telling me, first of all, I guess we should start with movies. You're working on a feature. What's your feature?
Yeah, the feature is Frames of Reference. It's a documentary, multinational effort that I started in 2011, and so I'm finally getting time. I probably finished principal photography like 2 years ago, and then I also had Prologue and my other one on the back burner. So I finished another project, and now finished Prologue, and then another documentary, and now this will be my first feature. So I'm excited to start working on that finally.
First feature documentary. So what's the gist of it? What's it about?
Oh yeah, it's about so it's a documentary on perspective that uses the foil of education. So we went to 7 different schools around the world, and just spent a week with them and saw how they are how they're trying to solve the problem of education of our children, and how it's going during that time. And so we took a general topic that everybody has to deal with, which is educating the next generation, and went to entirely different cultures in Belarus, Montana, Japan, Colombia, Burkina Faso, a Native American school, and in California. And so we're comparing all of them with about 10-minute segments, and there's going to be some experimental aspects to the film as well to get more of a through line, so it doesn't feel like 7 different films.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely the hardest part is going through the editing in any long project like that. So you shot all this stuff 8-9 years ago?
No, I started 2011. I shot the first school, and then I shot an average of 1 school a year for the next seven years. Some years we shot none, and some years we shot a couple more. But and then so I got through the last school, which is in Colombia, a little while ago. It was basically my vacation every year for 7 years.
Cool. Is there any plan to touch base? Now if you've got this, you can potentially look at the ramifications of their different educational systems.
Yeah, it's not as much because it is focused on education, but it's not so much on their policies. It's talking to people, talking to the teachers and students, and what it's like on a day-to-day basis, and seeing how that might form the way that they look at education. So it's more about their perspective on education and the comparison between those perspectives. So, and I kind of did that because I've self-funded this entire thing, like for all my films.
It is focused on,
and that has been I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to go back to all these places. I might do some research and do like an update at the end, but probably it's going to be more of a wrap up of an inspirational look at education instead of looking forward. It's more of looking at different cultures and how we see education. So but I haven't gotten even near to that far yet, but
you got to edit
it all the time.
Well, with COVID, everyone would be used to you could do it cheap and just connect with people virtually and that were in the film, to get updates.
I hope to do screenings out there and different stuff. So I kind of want to bring the updates too when I'm bringing the film around, and I hope to do some kind of marketing or some kind of publicity with bringing different people from the different schools and screening it. I know that they have there's a big film festival in Burkina Faso every 2 years, and I'm definitely gonna try to get there, and Tokyo Film Festival and stuff. Try to keep it local to where we shot.
Anything you can tell people that haven't seen it yet about Prologue?
I think, yeah, there's a couple things. I mean,
what's
I don't
your
know.
hype?
You mean in the future? Where?
Yeah, well, just get them hyped to,
Yeah, I think the coolest thing about Prologue is that it was actually a dream come true of mine, both figuratively and literally. Since I was in college and I realized I can make films, it's been my dream to make a short narrative film like this. And so I saved up my own money. It took me 7-8 years to save up the money to make this film because I didn't want to cut corners. And so in that case, it was my figurative dream that got made. And the other thing is the way the film got, the initial script was I had a dream that I was in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I wrote that dream down and eventually rewrote it into a script, and that was the initial state of Prologue until I gave it to my friend Piper Worley, who's a much better writer than mine, and she improved it and just built upon it and made it more socially tangible and relevant and forward looking, which is what I could only have dreamed of. Well, I guess I did sort of, but so yeah, that's it's if you want an interest to see a little bit inside my head, or anybody's head, Prologue's a good start.
Cool. Have you seen any of the other films playing at other festivals or anything?
I haven't yet. Oh, I haven't. You mean the ones in your festival or the one or anywhere?
Yeah,
no,
I know you.
I've checked out a few. I'm really excited to watch the one that we're paired with, the 7 short stories about our marriage.
Yeah. I typed in stories once, and it always plagues me, but it is films. It's 7 short films.
Oh, films.
One time I type stories, and then it propagates a million places, and I'm like, I need to fix all of these.
Well, I'm excited about it anyway. Yeah, that seems cool.
Yeah, that parentheses really alludes to something that I've come to appreciate this year, which is the difference between saying something specific and yet that is universally kind of known. Like 2 different ways to reach people: make it a universal experience or make it a specific experience, which I find kind of interesting. So that parenthetical hour really highlights that they're about marriage in general, but also about their marriage.
Yeah, you get to hear their personal story. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think, and that's something that you sort of ride the line on with almost every film you make. You want it to have that unique touch, but to reach as big an audience as you possibly can.
Yeah, so I saw a documentary about a band writing a song that because of COVID, they're just going to wait until next year. It's not even going to come out this year. But they're writing a song, and sort of they're talking about the specificity of the song, but yet trying to make it a universal, experience. And then as the film progresses, the band's actual experience becomes sort of a universal experience as well. So it's interesting. So anyway, I don't have anything else. I just really wanted to test this out, unless you want to talk about Boogie Down Productions.
No. Yeah, you read that? Yeah, from the poster they're saying? No. Yeah, no, I loved it. Yeah. In college, I didn't really listen to rap, and one of my friends gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and KRS-One was at the top of the list when he gave it, and A$AP Rock, who I think also. Oh no, that's the one that I had to leave off. I think In Rainbows took over that one.
Yeah, you said something about my favorite rap album of all time was this year or something.
No, that was a different one too. There's 2 albums that I love, like rap albums. I don't think either of them made it, but that's sad.
What about
What's your favorite album of all time?
of my favorite of all time, I don't know that I can. I'm not sure I can do that. I generally would lean towards Fishbone, The Reality of My Surroundings.
Oh, okay.
I think if there's anything that really calls to me, it's diversity in style. You know, I'd rather see a movie that mixes a bunch of different styles than just one. And Fishbone mixes every genre into, you know, their music. And that album specifically, you know, bounces all over to, you know, metal, soul, you know, rap, R&B, you know, rock, funk. It's you know, they have it all, and that is the distillation of everything they've got. So that might be, if not my favorite, maybe the one I would take to a desert island, because it would keep my interest the whole time, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I've never listened to them, so I should check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And question, Angus and Julia Stone.
Oh yeah, they're like Australian. Somebody sent it to me a long time ago for the one song "Paper Plane," I think, or something. I think it's called "Paper Plane." I know it has that in the lyrics, but and it's just like a very soothing acoustic.
Yeah, I didn't go backwards, but I think "Snow" was the first one I heard, which was 2017, and I didn't go backwards, but I thought that was great.
Oh yeah.
I got to go back and listen to the other ones.
Yeah. I there's so many cool things that got put on here on that list.
Yeah, I'm not even done yet. As you saw, what I posted, I'm working on a different big list, and so I was going chronologically, and I'm on 2009. So
yeah, it took me a while. I think I wasted an hour or two coming up with my favorite albums. So, you know how that goes.
Well, the hardest part is looking through and figuring out what was what year. So I've actually been working on this project of album, just every album I like all the way through, and I've been going through chronologically, re-listening things and make sure. You sure there's not one track I would skip, you know? And so I've been doing that, and so that was done to 2000. So that post that we were talking about was easy, and now, you know, now I'm like, okay, what I have to sort through so many things to figure out what was that year or whatever. So
yeah, I hear you. I'm a little too meticulous with my metadata, so it's all up to date. So
oh, cool. So I was using Rate Your Music to like sort of scroll through the list and remind myself. I used to own a CD store, so not necessarily everything that, you know, this festival was born out of a store called Dog Ear, which was one of the biggest video rental stores in the state. At our peak, we had 15,000 different titles for rent.
Wow.
And I also sold music, you know, records, tapes, you know, CDs and used CDs. And I had a shocking number of used CDs, 35,000 used CDs or something like that at our peak. So,
wow.
So the store was there since the 70s, and I bought it in 2002, and then I started the film festival in 2004 as a way to, you know, after years of kind of cultivating an audience for independent film and constantly being asked, like, why have I never heard of this? Like, why didn't this come out in the theaters? I decided to try and make a theatrical experience for people that would be interested in independent films.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm very excited to see what you've curated. I mean, I know that you've seen quite a few movies this year. So.
Yeah, and that was with the pandemic. I still got around 800 or so in. I'm going to shoot for triple digits next year, you know?
Wow, that's crazy, because I think I'm up to 300 now.
Well, don't forget that most of them are shorts, you know?
Yeah, you said like 500 shorts, but that still leaves 300 features. That's still a lot more than me. I thought I was watching more this year, you know?
Yeah, well, I screened for 4 different festivals this year, even though 2 of them were two of them I didn't screen that much, but you know, I do Nashville, and so I did a couple hundred there, and then four for this or whatever, and moving forward. So, all right, well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have a great talk as the festival comes around and we do our Q&A. And just wanted to get people on board and make sure this all works.
Cool. Yeah.
Right, man. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, man.
Yeah.
Bye.